The alien scout ship Varnock drifted quietly above the blue planet. Its metallic hull reflected sunlight like a cold mirror. Inside, 3 alien officers watched the world below with curiosity and mild disgust. Their leader, Commander Threx, folded his arms and looked at the screen that showed images of human cities. Smoke, noise, and chaos filled the view. "They still burn fossil fuel," Threx said, his voice full of mockery. "Primitive creatures. They destroy their own world." The youngest officer, Liren, tilted his head. "Then why are we studying them, Commander?" "They don't even have interstellar travel," Threx smiled, a thin and cruel smile. "Because High Command wants to know how such a violent species survived this long. They fight each other constantly, and yet they endure. That's what worries the Council." The ship's sensors focused on a desert base where human soldiers were testing missiles. To the aliens, the weapons looked old and weak. But one signal caught their attention, a strange energy spike deep underground. Something the sensors couldn't identify. Commander Liren said. Adjusting his console, "I'm picking up an unknown source." "It's shielded." "It's impossible," Threx replied. "They can't even shield their satellites properly. Must be a reading error." But it wasn't thousands of miles below, in an underground facility hidden beneath the Nevada desert. Human scientists were staring at a glowing sphere suspended in magnetic fields. It pulsed with quiet energy like a heartbeat. Around it stood men and women in military uniforms, their faces serious. Dr. Sarah Keene typed rapidly on her console. "The energy output just spiked again," she said. "If they're watching from orbit, they'll notice." General Holt, tall and calm, looked at the sphere. "Let them notice," he said. "We've been underestimated long enough." Back in orbit, the alien ship moved closer. The crew thought they were invisible, but human satellites had already locked onto their position. A silent message traveled through encrypted channels. Across the world, hidden command centers came to life. At the same time, Commander Threx ordered a probe to descend. "Let's collect samples," he said. "Their air, their soil, their weaknesses." The probe entered Earth's atmosphere, glowing red as it passed through clouds. It landed in a quiet forest near a military radar site. Within minutes, human drones surrounded it, scanning every inch. Inside the alien ship, alarms flashed. "Probe captured!" Liren shouted. "They found it." Threx frowned. "How?" "Their detection systems are too primitive." Liren turned his screen toward him. "Sir, they jammed our signal. No data transmission. The humans, they're blocking us." Threx's smile faded. "Impossible," he said again, but this time softer. On the ground, human engineers carefully opened the alien probe. Inside, they found something surprising: advanced energy cells and biological sensors. Dr. Keene stared at the device. "They're studying us," she whispered. "Just like we thought." General Holt nodded. "Then it's time to show them we've been studying them too." He turned to the control officer. "Activate Project Echo." Moments later, a coded pulse shot into orbit. It was disguised as background radiation, something no alien technology could easily detect. But the pulse hit the Varnic systems like a knife. Screens flickered, engines stalled, and the ship shook violently. "What's happening?" Threx roared. Liren's hands trembled over the controls. "I don't know, sir." They're hacking our systems." Threx slammed his fist on the console. "No one hacks us. We are the Varnock Dominion." The ship fell into a lower orbit, struggling to regain balance. Below, General Holt watched a monitor displaying the alien ship's trajectory. "Target locked," he said quietly. Dr. Keene looked at him with concern. "Are we really going to do this?" He nodded. "They thought we were primitive. Let's remind them what humans do when cornered." A single missile launched from the desert base. It was not nuclear. It was something new. As it rose into the sky, its body shimmered. Cloaked by invisible energy, in orbit the aliens detected a strange signal approaching fast. "Sir," Liren whispered. "It's not one of our weapons." Threx stared at the screen. "Then whose is it?" The missile struck without warning. A blinding flash filled the command deck. When the light faded, The Varnic systems went dark. On Earth, the humans watched the explosion bloom high above the clouds. General Holt stood silent, his eyes reflecting the light. Dr. Keene whispered, "They'll come back, won't they?" "Yes," Holt said. "But next time, they won't call us primitive." And somewhere deep in space, other alien ships received a distress signal from Varnac and began turning toward Earth. The wreckage of the alien scout ship burned quietly in the upper atmosphere. Fragments glowed like falling stars before disappearing into the ocean. On every human news channel, strange lights were reported across the night sky, but no one knew the truth. Only a few people inside secret command centers understood what really happened, in a dark room under NORAD Mountain. General Holt watched the screen showing the last seconds of the alien ship. Around him, officers worked silently, avoiding his eyes. The atmosphere was heavy with fear and pride mixed together. Dr. Sarah Keene entered the room holding a small data tablet. "We finished scanning the probe, sir," she said. "There's something you should see." The screen changed to show an alien map filled with red marks, hundreds of dots. Holt leaned forward. "What are those?" "Listening stations," she replied. "Hidden all around the solar system. The aliens have been watching us for decades." A cold silence filled the room. Holt rubbed his chin slowly. Then the explosion wasn't just a battle. It was a message. Dr. Keene nodded. "And now, the rest of their fleet will come." Meanwhile, far beyond Earth's orbit, the alien command ship Varnac Prime received the distress signal. Captain Sarix watched the replay of the explosion, his four golden eyes narrowing in disbelief. "A primitive race destroyed a Dominion ship?" he growled. A younger officer stepped forward. "It seems they used a weapon we could not detect." Sarix slammed his clawed hand on the table. "Find out how. Send 3 hunter ships. I want answers before the Council hears of this embarrassment." The massive ship shifted in space, releasing 3 dark cruisers that disappeared into the void, moving toward Earth like shadows. On the planet below, human scientists worked day and night. Project Echo's control room was filled with tired faces and half-empty coffee cups. The glowing sphere in the middle of the chamber pulsed brighter now. Reacting to unknown frequencies, Dr. Keene stood beside it, whispering to herself. "It's learning." The technician looked up from his monitor. "Ma'am?" She turned to him. "The sphere is not just an energy source. It's responding to alien transmissions. It's adapting." General Holt entered the lab, his boots echoing on the floor. "Doctor, I need to know if this thing can protect us again." Keene sighed. "It can, but we're not sure what it will do next. It's not fully under our control." Holt gave a cold smile. "Neither are we." In the orbit above, the first hunter ship uncloaked, scanning the remains of the fallen scout vessel. Its commander, a sharp-faced alien named Ralnik, studied the radiation pattern. "Strange. Their weapons don't match any known human energy signatures." His second officer replied, "Sir, the humans used to detonate nuclear bombs during wars. But this is something else." Ralnik narrowed his eyes. "Then perhaps the humans are not as primitive as we believed." Down on Earth, strange things began to happen. Satellites blinked out one by one. GPS systems failed across continents. The world's governments blamed solar storms, but Holt knew better. "They're cutting our eyes," he said quietly. Dr. Keene looked up from her monitor. "If we can't see them, we can't fight them." Holt turned to her. "Then maybe we don't need to see them to win." "What?" He pointed to the sphere. "Feed it all alien data we recovered. Let it think like them." The team hesitated. One engineer whispered, "Sir, what if it becomes something we can't control?" Holt looked at the glowing sphere again, its light slowly turning from blue to white. "Then we pray it stays on our side." Hours later, deep in the night, the sky above Nevada flickered. A thin beam of white energy shot upward from the desert. It's invisible to the human eye, but bright as a sun to alien sensors. On board Varnac Prime, alarms screamed. "Unknown energy surge from Earth," shouted an officer. Captain Sarix leaned forward. "Can they detect us?" "No, sir," came the reply. "But the signal it's reaching far beyond their planet. It's like a call. Sarex frowned. A call to whom? Back on Earth, the sphere pulsed faster. Dr. Keen's eyes widened. It's sending something into deep space, she whispered. Holt turned to her. What do you mean sending? The sphere isn't human, General, she said. It's responding to something older. Something that was here before the aliens. The ground trembled slightly. Distant thunder rolled across the desert. Even though there were no clouds, Holt looked toward the ceiling as the vibration grew stronger. What did we just wake up? Outside, the stars above Earth shifted 3 alien cruisers entering orbit, unaware that something ancient was already moving beneath their feet. The night sky over. Earth shimmered faintly as 3 alien cruisers entered orbit. Their black hulls absorbed light like shadows against the stars. Hidden cloaking fields kept them invisible to most human sensors, but deep underground, in the secret command base, every console was flashing red. They're here, said the radar officer. 3 ships in high orbit. Large, fast, and silent. General Holt stood still, his eyes on the main screen. He didn't blink. Do they know we can see them? Dr. Keen shook her head.
No, sir.
Their stealth is good, but the sphere, whatever it is, can sense them. The glowing object behind her floated above its containment ring. It pulsed slowly, almost calmly, as if it was waiting for something. Its white light reflected in Sarah's eyes. It's aware of them, she whispered. Outside, far above the clouds, the alien ships prepared. Commander Ralnick stood on the bridge of his cruiser, watching holographic models of Earth rotate before him. 3 targets, he said. 1 military base in the desert, 1 deep-sea communication hub, and 1 city power grid. We strike fast and clean. Show them what real power looks like. His officers nodded, and moments later the first attack began. Bright streaks of plasma descended through the night sky. Satellites vaporized instantly. Over the Pacific, a wall of energy slammed into the ocean, sending waves hundreds of meters high. Cities along the coast went dark. In less than a minute, half the world's communication networks collapsed. At Nora, the command room shook. Alarm screamed. Direct hit on the Pacific network. Shouted an operator. Power loss in multiple regions. Another added. Holt gritted his teeth. They're trying to blind us. Sarah looked at the sphere, its light now flickering rapidly. It's reacting to their attacks. Suddenly, the air inside the chamber changed. A low hum filled the room. The glowing sphere expanded slightly, and strange symbols appeared across its surface. Moving, shifting, alive. Dr. Keen stepped closer. It's trying to communicate. Can you understand it? Holt asked. I think it's showing us something. The lights dimmed, and the room filled with a holographic projection. It was Earth, but not the Earth they knew. Ancient structures glowed under the oceans, on mountaintops, and deep underground. Massive machines, asleep for thousands of years, hidden beneath the crust. Sarah whispered, These aren't ours. They were built before us. Holt stared at the image, realization hitting him. You mean... The sphere woke them up. Before she could answer, the base trembled again. A blast hit nearby. The monitors showed alien ships launching another wave of plasma fire toward their location. Brace for impact, shouted a soldier. But before the strike landed, a blinding beam of light erupted from the desert. It shot upward like a pillar, striking the alien cruiser directly. In orbit, Commander Ralnick's ship shook violently. What is that? He yelled. His officer screamed. Energy surged from the planet. Unknown weapon. Ralnick turned to the viewport just in time to see the beam split into smaller rays that pierced his ship's shields. Sparks flew, consoles exploded, and darkness filled the bridge. On Earth, the light vanished as quickly as it appeared. The sky returned to calm. Everyone in the command room stood frozen. Dr. Keen's voice broke the silence. The sphere triggered an old defense system. It's not just protecting us. It's protecting the planet itself. Holt turned slowly toward her. Then what exactly have we been living on, Doctor? Sarah looked back at the holographic map still hovering in the air. Something ancient, she said. Maybe something that was waiting for this moment. High above the planet, one alien cruiser drifted dead. Its hull cracked open like a broken shell. The other two ships pulled back, scanning the surface with fear. On the command ship, Varnak Prime, Captain Sarix watched the feed from his surviving scouts. His voice was cold. That light. It came from below their crust. Not a weapon made by them. One of his scientists spoke softly. Then perhaps the humans are not the first ones to live there. Eric's eyes narrowed. Or maybe they inherited the power of those who did. Back on Earth, the sphere's light dimmed again. The symbols faded. Dr. Keene placed her hand gently against the glass of its containment ring. It's resting, she said quietly, like it used a lot of energy. General Holt looked at the ruined radar screens, the burning skies, and the distant horizon glowing with fire. Let it rest, he said, because when it wakes up again, we might need it more than ever. Outside the facility, lightning flashed across the desert sky, even though there were no clouds. Something ancient was stirring beneath the Earth's crust, and the war that had begun in silence was about to become something far greater than anyone expected, and far beyond the solar system. Deep in the void, other alien civilizations had received the distress call. They were coming to dot days past, after the first great strike. The world above ground was silent, but tension hung in the air like smoke. People around the globe had seen strange lights in the sky, power failures, and strange weather. The governments told everyone it was a solar storm, but deep underground, General Holt and Dr. Keene knew the truth. The aliens were preparing for war. In the command base, screens glowed dimly with static and broken signals. The communications officer turned toward Holt. Sir, we lost contact with Europe and Asia's defense grids. No messages, no radar pings. Holt leaned on the table. They're cutting us off one by one. Dr. Keene stood near the containment ring. The glowing sphere was quiet again, its surface dim and pulsing slowly like a sleeping heart. It's resting, she said softly. But the alien energy is rising. I think it feels them. Outside, in the cold dark of space, hundreds of ships appeared out of the void. They came in waves, massive carriers, hunter craft and siege engines larger than mountains. The alien fleet surrounded Earth, blacking out stars. On the command ship, Varnak Prime, Captain Sarix watched his war council. No more experiments, he said. No more scouts. We erase this planet and take its core. Whatever ancient technology hides there, it belongs to the Dominion now. The order was given. Thousands of plasma beams charged across the fleet. On Earth, alarms screamed. Multiple energy spikes above the atmosphere, shouted a technician. It's a full assault. General Holt looked calm, but his eyes were cold. So it begins. The first wave of fire hit. Plasma storms burned through the sky. Satellites shattered like glass. Power grids exploded in flashes of light. Major cities went dark. The planet trembled under the weight of the bombardment. But then, something strange happened. The ground itself began to answer. In deserts, in oceans, under mountains, glowing lines appeared. Cutting across the land like veins of fire, giant circular symbols rose from the earth, spinning slowly, humming with deep power. Every continent lit up with the same energy, connecting into a single network. Dr. Keene's eyes widened as she looked at the holographic display. It's activating again. The entire planet's waking up. The sphere in the chamber pulsed violently. The air grew heavy, filled with static electricity. Everyone stepped back as bright light filled the room. And then, voice mechanical, calm, and ancient, spoke from nowhere. Defense protocol initiated. Hostile presence detected. Species identifier. Non-native. Defensive threshold. Maximum. Holt's jaw tightened. It's talking. Dr. Keene whispered, It's not just a machine. It's an intelligence. Above the planet, alien ships fired again, but this time their shots never reached the surface. Invisible walls of energy appeared around Earth, shimmering faintly like glass domes. Plasma fire struck them and vanished in silence. On Varnak Prime, Captain Sarek shouted, "Shields. They have planetary shields." "No, sir," replied his officer. "Not shields, something else. The planet itself is generating the field." Sarek's claws tightened. Impossible. But below, the old defenses continued to awaken. Deep in the oceans, ancient towers rose from the water, glowing blue. In Antarctica, a mountain split open, revealing massive silver structures shaped, like hands reaching toward the sky. Earth had become alive. Inside the command base, lights flickered back on. Dr. Keene turned to Holt. "We didn't create this. We just reactivated it. It's been here all along, watching us grow." Holt gave a small smile. "Maybe we weren't the first to call this place home." Outside, streaks of energy shot upward from the glowing towers, cutting through space and tearing into alien ships. One by one, massive cruisers exploded into burning fragments in orbit. Chaos spread through the Dominion fleet. "Shields down," shouted one alien officer. "We are losing formation." Another screamed. Sarex looked at the burning blue planet below. "Retreat," he ordered, but his command came too late. A wave of light burst outward from Earth's surface, sweeping across space. It disabled half their fleet instantly. On Earth, the energy faded again. The planet grew quiet. The glowing lines dimmed slowly, leaving behind smoking craters and rising dust. Dr. Keene leaned against the console, breathing hard. "It saved us again. But at what cost?" Holt looked at her. "It's not done," he said. "Look." On the main screen, small red dots appeared beyond the moon's orbit, hundreds of new ships entering the solar system. Dr. Keene whispered. "They're sending reinforcements." Holt clenched his fists. "Good. Let them come." The old world woke up once. Maybe now, humanity will wake up too. Far above, in the shadow of the moon, alien reinforcements gathered. But deep beneath Earth's crust, something vast and ancient continued to stir. Something that hadn't fully awakened yet. The war for Earth had only just begun. The Earth was no longer quiet. Every sky burned with strange lights, and every sea glowed faintly at night. Humanity watched in confusion and fear as the world changed around them. News stations could not explain what was happening. Satellites were gone. Governments had no control. But in the silence of the underground base, General Holt and Dr. Keene understood one thing: Earth had chosen to fight back. "Power levels are stable," said a technician. "Whatever that energy was, it's holding steady now." Dr. Keene stood before the sphere, her face lit by its soft white glow. "It's learning faster than before," she said. "Its structure keeps changing, like it's rewriting itself." General Holt nodded. "Can we talk to it?" Sarah hesitated. "Maybe it reacts to sound, to emotion, not just data. It's listening." He stepped closer to the containment ring. "If you can hear me," Holt said, his voice firm, "we need to know what you are. We need to protect this planet together." For a long moment there was silence. Then the sphere pulsed once, bright and strong. A deep, calm voice filled the room. "Designation: Guardian Network. Created to protect this world. Command transfer acknowledged." The technicians gasped. Dr. Keene's eyes widened. "It's accepting human command input." Holt straightened. "Guardian Network, enemy forces are preparing for another strike. Can you stop them?" "Affirmative," said the voice. "But additional human coordination is required. Activate global relay units." Dr. Keene frowned. "Global relays? What does that mean?" Before anyone could answer, the holographic display filled with glowing points all across the planet's ancient structures hidden for millennia. Pyramids, stone rings, deep ocean trenches, all marked with energy signatures, Sarah whispered. "Every ancient site. They were part of this system." Holt turned to his officers. "Then it's time we used it." Teams were dispatched across the world. Soldiers, scientists, engineers, and volunteers reached old temples and forgotten ruins. Guided by the strange coordinates, when each site was activated, Beams of blue light shot into the sky, connecting across continents. At the same time, above Earth, the alien reinforcements arrived. Hundreds of ships, each larger than a city, positioned themselves in orbit. Captain Sarek stood on the bridge of Varnock Prime, his voice full of fury. They dare resist us with their dead world's tricks. Burn everything. Nothing leaves this system alive. The alien fleet opened fire. Thousands of plasma shots streaked toward the planet. But this time, the Earth did not stay silent. The Guardian network came alive. The ocean tower sent out energy shields that spread like ripples. Mountains glowed, releasing beams of light into the sky. The shields connected into a massive web of protection. From within the underground base, Dr. Keene watched in awe. "It's working," she whispered. "Every site on Earth is powering the defense grid." But the Guardian's voice interrupted. "Warning. Energy reserves limited. Additional input required." Holt frowned. "What kind of input?" "Human energy," it replied. "Mind synchronization. Connection through will." Sarah stepped forward. "It's asking for us to link with it. It needs our minds to guide the system." The soldiers in the room looked uncertain. Holt stared at the glowing sphere. "If it means saving humanity, then we'll give it everything." He placed his hand on the glass surface. The light grew stronger, spreading across the room. One by one, others followed Dr. Keene, the engineers, the soldiers. The sphere's light covered them all, connecting through their thoughts. Suddenly, Holt saw flashes in his mind, ancient memories of builders made of light and metal, protecting the Earth from an old war long before humans existed. He saw them fall, leaving the Guardian asleep, waiting for the next defenders. Now, it was awake again. And it had chosen humanity in orbit. The alien fleet's weapons glowed for one final assault. On Earth, the Guardian systems pulsed, powered by millions of human minds connected through will, fear, and courage. Towers and ruins all over the planet turned into cannons of light when the alien beam struck. The Earth answered. A storm of pure white energy erupted from the planet, hitting the alien ships like a rising sun. Hulls melted. Engines collapsed. Whole cruisers vanished in blinding flashes. On Varnock Prime, Captain Sarek covered his eyes as the command deck burned with light. "What? What are they?" he shouted. An officer's voice trembled. "Merging with the planet. They've become part of it." Sarek stared at the fading view of Earth. "No, they are the planet." The Guardian's voice echoed faintly through every transmission channel. "This world is not weak. Its children are not primitive. You should not have come." And with that, the light swallowed half the fleet. On Earth, the light faded slowly. The skies cleared, leaving only glowing auroras above every horizon. Holt fell to his knees, exhausted. Dr. Keene helped him up. "It's not over yet," she said. "There are still ships out there." He nodded weakly. "Then we'll be ready. Because now they know. We were never alone." Above the planet, the surviving alien ships regrouped beyond the moon. They were broken and silent, but they were not done. They sent one final message into deep space, calling for the arrival of something far greater, and deep within the Guardian's core, the sphere pulsed again brighter, louder, almost as if it knew what was coming next. The final war had not yet begun. The stars no longer looked peaceful. Beyond the moon's shadow, the remains of the alien fleet drifted like burned ghosts. But farther out in the darkness, new signals were coming stronger, heavier, older. Humanity had won the first battle, but General Holt and Dr. Keene both knew this was only the beginning. Inside the underground base, the air was filled with the steady hum of the Guardian network. The sphere floated silently now, its glow dim but alive. Dr. Keene stared at it, her face tired yet calm. "It's waiting," she said softly. "Something's coming. Something it remembers." Holt stepped beside her. "How big?" She swallowed. "Big enough to darken the stars." Moments later, space itself seemed to ripple. A massive shadow appeared beyond Marzan, alien supership, larger than any seen before. Its body stretched for miles, surrounded by thousands of escort vessels. The Dominion had sent their main fleet. On Varnak Prime, Captain Sarek stood on the bridge, his eyes wide. "That's the High Command's dreadnought," he whispered. They came themselves. The dreadnought's voice filled every Dominion channel. "Commander Sarek's report." Sarek lowered his head. "The humans. They awakened an ancient defense. We lost control of the battle." "Then you have failed," said the cold, metallic voice. "Stand down. We will finish this ourselves." The alien dreadnought turned its focus toward Earth. Massive energy rings began to spin around its hull. It was preparing a weapon strong enough to destroy the planet in one shot. On Earth, alarms filled the base. "Energy spike detected," shouted a technician. "It's off the charts." Dr. Keen's hands trembled over her keyboard. "They're going to fire a planetary disintegrator." Holt's voice stayed calm. "Guardian, can you stop it?" The sphere pulsed slowly, then replied in its deep voice. "Not alone. Power insufficient. Connection required. Full human network." Dr. Keen turned to Holt. "It needs everyone, every signal. It's asking for all of humanity." Holt nodded. "Then we give it." Across the world, hidden transmitters lit up. The Guardian network connected to every electronic device: phones, computers, satellites, even heart monitors. The call went out, silent but powerful, reaching every human being on Earth. People everywhere felt it, a soft voice in their mind, calm and warm. "Do not fear. Stand together. This is your world." Where farmers in fields stopped and looked to the sky. Children in cities felt their hands glow faintly. Soldiers in bunkers felt their weapons hum with energy. All around the world, humans joined the Guardian. Inside the base, the sphere blazed white. The walls shook as the power built up. The Guardian's voice grew louder. Synchronization complete. Human consciousness integrated. Planetary defense at maximum capacity. In orbit, the dreadnought's weapon fired. A beam of dark energy, the color of dying stars, tore across space toward Earth. But before it hit, the Guardian answered. A barrier of light rose from the planet. Made of pure human will and ancient power combined. The dark beam struck, its hand stopped. Space twisted and folded. For a moment, time itself seemed to freeze. Dr. Keen screamed over the noise. "It's holding. We're holding." The Guardian's voice echoed across every human mind. "They came for conquest. They will leave with fear." The barrier pulsed once, then exploded outward. A wave of energy raced through space, hitting the Dominion fleet. Ships shattered. Engines melted. The massive dreadnought cracked in half as its own weapon backfired. Captain Sarek watched from his crippled ship, his voice shaking. "It can't be. They defeated the High Command. ... On Earth, people around the world saw streaks of burning light falling across the night sky. For the first time, humanity looked up not in fear, but in awe. Inside the command base, the lights dimmed. The sphere's glow faded, returning to its soft pulse. The Guardian spoke one last time. Threat eliminated. Humanity has proven strength. Protocol complete. Dr. Keen wiped tears from her eyes. Is it ... over? General Holt looked at the quiet sphere. Maybe. Or maybe it's just the beginning. The Guardian's voice softened. I will sleep again until I am needed. Protect this world, children of Earth. Slowly, the light inside the sphere faded completely, leaving only silence. Outside, the skies cleared. The stars shone bright and peaceful once more. Around the planet, the glowing lines that had once protected Earth sank back beneath the ground and sea. General Holt and Dr. Keen walked out of the base as the first sunlight touched the desert horizon.